Hey, good morning. Bill Babcock with Expert Amateur. Hey, a couple of little quick updates on projects. So this bucket is all of the GSPD stuff that used to be on my 1990 BMW. Um, it's a it's a GS that was converted to GSPD by a fellow. I bought it from him, rode it for a while, crashed it, didn't like the weight. I decided to take it all off and build a light BMW GS just for fun. So it's the kind of project I do. So this is a headlight that replaces a headlight bracketing system that replaces all that heavy equipment that is referred to as a rhubar, which is really just a mount for the headlight and the fairing. So I printed this, 3D printed, clamps onto the fork tubes, and also bolts to the top. This is the turn signal. This is where it clamps on, and then there's also, you can see two bolts that it bolts to the upper triple clamp. Nice and sturdy, holds the headlight, and now this Trailtech Voyager Pro, which is going to be my instrument panel. I'm also going to put a few idiot lights next to it, and we'll get all this wired up. I'm installing the motogadget Mo unit, a Bluetooth enabled wiring simplification system that replaces all of the relays and flashers and things like that, and adds a bunch of new features, like being able to have the ignition turn off when you walk away from it. The wiring, we'll get the wiring done, but typically, and this here is another thing I 3D printed. It's a battery box that holds a lithium battery and a shunt, so that I can measure voltage and current going to and from the battery. So this replaces a battery that weighed about, God, I don't know, at least 15 pounds. And this whole assembly is about 2 pounds, including the new battery mount brackets. So the bike came with a EME starter motor, and also it's got an Enduralast alternator, which is a permanent magnet alternator instead of the usual excited rotor alternator. And that little heatsink there is a special lithium regulator that replaces the diode board and the old regulator. So this part of the bike will remain pretty much the same. And then I also replaced or simplified the subframe and the mount for the fender, and I built a carbon fiber fender. It dropped about 30 pounds off the bike as well. So where we stand right now is the bike with all of its accessories, the carbs, the covers, everything. It's about 382 pounds. When I finish, I expect it to be right around 400. So, but this Mo unit doesn't use the usual switches. So the switchgear that was on the bike needs to be replaced with just momentary push buttons. And the usual way of doing that is to replace all the controls, but I didn't want to do that. So I decided to print up some replacements for the switchgear that will mount push buttons. And that's what that green thing is there. It's one of the prototypes. I'm not particularly good at designing this kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, I pretty much suck at it. But I get it done. But the way I get it done is by making lots of mistakes, throwing them away, and modifying and modifying and modifying until I get the thing to fit. So anytime you see something 3D printed on one of my bikes, you can assume there were probably half a dozen prototypes that didn't work. So these switches are going to be, they'll hold 3 buttons per side, and the buttons screw in. Those holes you see are 12 millimeter holes that need to be tapped to 12 millimeter by 0.75 pitch. And then the little push buttons will just screw right into those. Motogadget does offer handlebar mount stuff for that, but I didn't want to use that. I wanted to use the original gear. So here I'm printing another version of the left-hand side. And this is a right-hand side piece in my hand. It's printed out of ABS. I printed a bunch of this stuff out of carbon reinforced nylon, but it winds up being kind of rough and harder to really make work. So I'm going to actually do them out of polycarbonate. Although I do have some interesting luminous ABS that somebody gave me that I might, that I'll at least print up a set and take a look at them to see how I like them. It's kind of a weird thing to have your bike glowing green in the middle of the night. But so this is the original switchgear. It doesn't work the same way as what the Mo unit requires. I was going to just modify the switches to make them work with it, but it would be funky and it wouldn't have all the capabilities of the Mo unit. So you can see, here's a few of my prototypes. I started off just trying to get the shape right, then added buttons, and then worked on the fit. It's pretty critical, the fit. I mean, the stock switches mount so nice and tight with one screw. And so I'm trying to duplicate that. It's taking a lot of fiddling. So I'm not quite done printing prototypes, but I'm getting close. So, and it's a fairly complex part, and I build these kind of things just by trying to trick Fusion 360, which is the CAD software I use. This is showing, these are supports. Anytime there's a hole or a surface that's not supported, you need something to allow the 3D printer to print across the top of it. So this is what the switches look like. They're just little momentary push buttons, supposedly waterproof. Not so sure about that, but they're 12 millimeter with a very fine pitch, so I had to order a tap for them, and that should get here tomorrow. And I can force them in, but that's not what I want. I want them to be smoothly fitted and able to be removed and replaced easily. So this is what it looks like with one of them kind of forced in there. I just tapped it to 1.25 and then twisted it in with a pair of pliers, which isn't what I want to do, but good enough for taking a look at how it's going to look. And I have extra switches, of course, because I'm not nuts. But we're getting close. We're getting ready to wire this thing up. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be an interesting project to finish up here. So this is how this bike wound up getting modified yet again. I tossed it off this embankment. We started off about 150 feet down from where you see this being recovered. So if you find this kind of technical information useful, or if you'd like some additional information about what I'm doing, then please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll keep posting these things, and it's mostly just technical explainers. I'm not in the entertainment biz.